What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Monday, 5:30 p.m. out east, 2:30 p.m. out west. Let's get ready to rock right now. We got to keep a brisk pace. We still have a bunch of games to get through in MLB. We have NHL. Then we have J Money is Money joining us with NBA. So Dave LA will be joining us in 34 minutes. In 44 minutes, J Money is joining us. We got a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to get to that work. Shout out to everybody joining us. We got Chris Favors now. We got Polo this, Polo that. Strategic Investments here, ready to rock. Nut Flush Allen says, hopefully I was able to help out the family with the Reds run line bet. You were. Thank you. Starting the day off with a win. Flick My Bick. Dennis Garcia. Brian Watson. Stephen Dollery in the house. May 910 representing Alaska. Oh shit, I went a little fast there. Sorry. We got Stan Jones. We got Marco Booman. Says do NBA first. Unfortunately, we will not be doing it in that order, and I apologize, Marco. But we have J Money is Money joining us, so I'd rather just focus all of our NBA attention when he is joining us. We got Bubba now, we got JD, we got Walla Walla Dose, we got Tease, Viper MB, Josh Mini, Ricardo Gutierrez, Ron Loft. There's Andrew McKinnis. We gotta get Andrew McKinnis on the show. We're starting with hockey, so it'll be very exciting to see what you're on. Greg Kreider, Brandon Lugo, there's Dave L.A., my man. All right, let's get to work, and let's skip all that horrifying maximum security stuff. Some new angles, some new stuff's come out in the last couple hours. I don't want to speak on it for too long, but one new article came out saying that there was a flash from the infield, and the photographers are not allowed to use flash cameras. And we can just talk about this for too long, but it's CDI. They're a company, and there's starting to be proof that there was a flash, and it was the flash that spooked the horse. And, if they're capable of proving that, they will sue, obviously, the connections with maximum security. So there's more stuff coming out nonstop. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to focus on the Preakness, focus on getting cash, focus on turning this month around. Shout out to Jesse Nemeth, not applicable. Oh, I said max security kicked me in the drink hole. I'm sorry. Gargoni in the house. Alex Guerrero says do MLB first. That's what we'll do. Luna Star, Red Girl, Russell Gordy, Chris Favors. Okay, so let's get to work here. First off, we're going to touch on NHL quickly. So you guys know what I'm on and just sort of how I see these two games. First off, I'm doubling up. There's been very little line movement in NHL, but I'm doubling up. I'm taking the Blue Jackets and the over 5.5 at plus 120. I don't expect this game to be extremely tight scoring. In fact, if it goes to a Game 7, I don't expect... I've been waiting for this series to open up. I've been waiting for Bobrovsky not to be incredible and the Bruins' first line to start scoring, because the Jackets are getting offensive production from their key players. It was the Bruins that weren't until the last two games. So I'm getting a plus line going on the over 5.5, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm also taking the Jackets to win. We got Born in 94. Says Skid Row be sweaty as hell. I like that. I respect it. Sports Keg in the house. We've been talking a lot about Sports Keg, the great work that they're doing. Okay. Not Pickle says on a cell phone can flash also, can't they? Yeah, but this is not. This is a professional photographer. So it's much different than just a cell phone, and it's right from the infield, but whatever, we'll talk about that. Flipper13 said, Jimmy, my birthday pick got disqualified. Could be the last time I ever place a horse bet. Too many people are talking about that. My man Rayhan Hyder, nice seeing Rayhan, says, sorry, dealing with family issues. Was sending your family love, Rayhan. Liking Warriors first quarter, pick 'em easy money. Interesting. Very interesting. Rayhan liking, VAJT10. There, I mean, for us, unless you bet with Bet365, which paid out maximum security. I was using my HBI bet account, so I didn't get that. Or if you bet with Bet Online, they returned your money. Every other book took it. And so when in 1964, a horse got busted for a drug that really isn't really performance enhancing. They appealed, and they won. And then the appeal, then it was overturned. So they ended up, so it's good. Very little. I'd say very tiny. I'd say a 1% chance, 0.5% chance. Okay, let's keep rolling along here. So I see this series becoming more offensive. I think the third period of that last game was a little example of it. And so I'm making those two moves. Robert Preston liking Jackets -1.5. I came so close to doing that. And I came so close to making it a -1, and then I decided not to. Andrew McKay says, odds have shot up all day, but NHL elimination games have been great for over 1.5 third period, Jimmy. I'm on that tonight. Got it -145. Should be -155 now. Great note from our guy, Andrew McKinnis. Says, love that play. I'd look at that in-game as well if we see a slow start. I like that too, over 1.5 third period. Makes a ton of sense with the empty net goals. Ton of sense. But at this point, these are my two plays. I'm on Jackets money line -119 and the over 5.5. We got my man Adis saying I like Warriors first half money line. So there, we got Rayhan on the Warriors first quarter. We got Adis on the Warriors first half. And underdog in the house. Okay, let's keep rolling. So then in the second game, and I've been saying this all series long. Yellow G said I'm taking Boston for the kill. I feel you. I can understand anyone who wanted back. It's a great hockey team. Noli knows in the house. Sharks Avalanche. I've been saying it all series long. And it's been the Sharks that have been dictating play, and when they do that, it's going to go under. They do not want to get in a race with this team. This team has a ton of wheels, and Sharks have size and veteran leadership. So I see this. Heritage has been hanging a 6 all day. I took the under 6 there, but I betted the under 5.5 at a plus line. I think that the Sharks will continue to dictate the play. Underdog will Omaha Beach race, not for a while, just undergone surgery. Hopefully we can see him back later in the summer. I don't know the update on the surgery at this point, so. But definitely no Omaha Beach for the Triple Crown. We won't see him here or in Belmont in a month. James says Warriors won't lose 2 in a row. Looking forward to have Jay Money joining us. Eddie Obasoan says Jackets win here. Bruins will show up in Game 7. And at SportsCake says, at what point does Curry actually show up here? One of these games, Curry's going to blow that 23.5 point total out of the water. I got 24.5 if I wanted Curry. So we'll see. But I just think that the Sharks will continue to dictate the pace, and they'll be trappy, try to take advantage of power plays, even though there will be no little Joe Pavelski in this game. Wow, Mally Miles got his book at 35. Dear Slayer Ski says, I like the Sharks. After what I just went through the first few days of this month, I desperately need my Sharks futures to cash, and I probably will have to fade or hedge in Game 7 if it goes to this. Dennis Garcia says Omaha Beach surgery was successful. Everything went according to plan. So what is the lookout then, Dennis? Could we see him? Can we see him in the Traverse? Can we see him late in Saratoga? Von Polo, please go, Von Polo. I hate that. Breaks my heart that people are very soured towards racing, but I can understand why they are. All right, so that's what's up. I'm on the under 6 here in the Sharks Avalanche game. I'm on the under 5.5 with my bet. Thank you so much, Guillermo. Very difficult to watch all this. Andy McKinnon like the Avalanche to score first at -130. Eddie Obasoan saying he's taking the Durant prompt. Can't trust Curry. Well, speaking of those props, as we're talking about props right now, why don't we hammer a couple things right now? First off, while we're talking props, I do have a prop, but we won't break down these games till we are joined by Jay Money's Money. But Rafa, can you drop the Heritage prop of the day video, please? Thank you.
Welcome to the Heritage Prop of the Day. At heritagesports.eu, you pick the sport, you pick the prop, you pick the players. They give you the odds. Our 6-prop winning streak came to an end, sadly. But we're 9-8. We're down to 0.09 units. We're in fine shape. The winning streak starts again right now. Wasn't long ago we were 3-7. About to scrap the project altogether. My prison pocket was being tampered with. My bottom mouth was being violated. My tonsils were getting splashed. But we turned it around. We're 9-8. Let's get the winning streak started. Boston Celtics, Kyrie Irving to score more points than Steph Curry at -133. Everything is on the line for the Celtics. They're at home, and Kyrie is their guy. Averaging 28.7 points per game at home in the playoffs. He's getting to the line. Got to the line 12 times in the last game. He will leave his imprint on this game. Bledsoe's having a very tough time defending him. Steph Curry, he's banged up. He has a dislocated finger on his left hand. It's his off hand. He may still have an ankle injury. He shot just 25.1% from 3 in this series. And it's not just this series. So he's averaging 18.3 points per game in the second round. 18 in game 1, 20 in game 2, 17 and 45 minutes in game 3. In the final 3 games of the Clippers series, he averaged 20 points per game. Now, he could step up at any time. He's Steph Curry. But he just doesn't seem right. And Kyrie Irving does. I'm taking Kyrie Irving, the Boston Celtics, to score more points than Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors, at minus 133.
So I am very close to taking the Rockets here. I want to talk to Jay Money, his money about that. Very close to making that move. But let's talk baseball, and let's get a lot of work done. I'm not sure which games Dave LA wants to hammer, so we're just going to start going through. But the games that we've already talked about, I don't want to spend too long on. Okay, Not Applicable says Houston wins tonight. They gotta. I'm close to making that move. All right, we cashed on the Reds at the -1 line. Beautiful, beautiful. White Sox, Indians, Nova, Bauer. It's just another spot where we have these huge, huge favorites, and it's not like the Cleveland Bats are hot. Indians hitting 211, 653 OPS versus righties. I mean, the White Sox lineup's hitting much better than the Indians lineup. I know Nova's been terrible this year, but I just don't know how to play it. Other than maybe taking an Indians team total over, but do I want to do that? I don't know. I don't know. So at this point, I just don't want anything to do with this game. I hate to put us all to sleep with that breakdown, but I expect Trevor Bauer to pitch better. He's 23 walks in 47 2/3. So I'm just not going to have anything to do with this Cleveland Indians at such a big price. So I'm up. Shout out to Rez Mob. We got Trot Wham, Russell Gordy, the Sports Keg. Great group. Okay, let's keep rolling along. Now, Red Sox, Orioles. We have Josh Smith, 31-year-old journeyman, from Pawtucket. 3.78 ERA, 1.38 whip. Another huge favorite. And what do you do with these huge favorites? I mean, the total has been at 9.5 all day. There's been really no movement there. MLB says the value is on Chicago White Sox. I agree. I absolutely agree. But Anthony L. joining us. He was great on our early show. Says Indians, White Sox, nothing of interest for me. Not Applicable saying Cleveland struggles to score at the best of times. What do you do with the big favorite? Now, this isn't quite as big as the other favorites. And if you wanted, because I do expect John Means to start getting touched. I mean, he's just simply not as good as he has been. So if you wanted to fade the Orioles here, you could take the Red Sox -1.5 and get them at anywhere between -104 at Pinnacle and -112. But I don't want to do that either. I don't really want to do that either with Josh Smith up against John Means. I guess another look you could do is give the over. I guess one look you could also give it. You could give the team total over for the Red Sox. But this is a team that's not been hitting lefties well this year. It's gone up, though, 247, 755 OPS, so they're getting better. And it was last year with the righties that they were smashing, not lefties. But if you wanted Boston Red Sox team total over, you'd have to get 5.5 at +103. I don't want that either. Nick Curry saying, Jimmy, take the Braves over, by the way. Thanks for the Reds play today. Both read it. Yeah, it was great. It was good to get off today with a winning start after this horrible few days for me. So I'm just going to stay off Reds and Orioles. Okay. Let's roll. Twins, Jays, Martin Perez, Marcus Stroman. Had a lot of back and forth on what the move is here. Mark Lathrop, who works for Sportsbook Review, Greg Capper, thinks that there's regression with these two pitchers. Martin Perez, I mean, he's got a cutter now that he's introduced this season that's really working for him. He's looking good. Von Polo says, this is the Orioles' best pitcher. It's Orioles or nothing. I feel you. Harrington Nick says, Red Sox are hitting the ball right now. They are, but Paco Ely says, Jimmy, first week of June, I'm taking down a World Series of Poker event. Hey, if you go play one, please keep us in the loop as to what's going on in that game. I don't know. I hate to be hesitant, but this is not a card where there's a ton of action jumping out at me. Mickey Cohen says, love the Jays tonight. We have that. We know that Matt Randall's play of the day, he's 26-1 last 27, is the Jays. But look at these lineups. Do you really want to take the Jays lineup when we're getting nothing from Teoscar Hernandez? We're getting nothing from McKinney, but he's not in the lineup. You're Sogard, Galvis, Grychuk, Smoke, Guerrero Jr., Tellez, Jury Hernandez, Danny Jansen. The Twins, Kepler, Polanco, Cruz, Rosario, Cron, Gonzalez, Scope, Castro, Buxton. mean, come on. I mean, one lineup is so much better than the other lineup. Anthony L. Twins Jays first 5 under 4.5 is a half unit play for him. Mally Mal Twins money line and under. I'm not making a move there. Let's talk about Diamondbacks Rays. I mean, we have a Diamondbacks team that smashes lefties. 305, 895 OPS. The Rays have stopped hitting altogether. They've completely stopped scoring. So they've won 7 of their last 15 games. They've been held to 2 runs or fewer in 5 of their last 9 games. They're scoreless in their last 12 innings. Harrington Nicks on the Cubs run line. I mean, even that is so juiced, but I get it. I get it. CT Bay says, D-backs 13-7 straight up on the road this year. Diamondbacks plus 190, yes please. There's been money. Cody AVD said, Jimmy, thoughts on the under in the Yankees game? Yeah, we're going to get to that game soon. I'd love that. I can't wait to talk about this game. Russell Gordy says, CTB, yes, D-backs. A big move on the Rays, which is just giving the Diamondbacks more and more value. I get it. And I love the way Merrill Kelly's looked. Opens at plus 165. Now you're getting plus 190. A 25-cent move towards the Diamondbacks. Anthony else's Diamondbacks Rays over 7.5. Diamondbacks team total over 3 are half unit plays for me as well. Mickey Cohen liking that Arizona Tampa over 7. I don't know. MLB says D-backs pitcher is solid. Yeah, he is. He is. He was in the Rays system for 5 years. Went over to Korea. I believe it was Korea, not Japan. Went to Korea and was good. Was good. And, I mean, we've watched a couple of the starts recently. Even his worst start of the year against the Cubs, you know, he got very unlucky. The wind was nuts, so there was like a pop-up just beyond second base that went for a double. You know, Big Guy Bubba says D-backs a value play for show. You know, not flush on since I made a lot of money on this year with the Arizona team total overs. Oh, man, Anthony L says Kelly's a huge regression candidate. Snell does not look sharp. Over is my play. I get it. I get why you would like the over. But I guess I just can't trust. You know, I see a lot of, now I know it's, probably shouldn't be saying this because Michael is such a great pitcher, but just they both go over to Asia and come back and need to fight for a starting job, and they do just that. Michael has went 18-4, he's spectacular last year. I'm not saying Merrill Kelly's going to do that, but there's some similarities between the two, and I don't trust the Rays offense at all. So I guess the more we talk about it, Base Kniff says I've already bet the Diamondbacks. I guess the Diamondbacks does make sense. Red Girl also on Arizona money line at plus 180. Russell Gordon said, Jimmy, I told you fade all last year's big name pitchers till July period. D-backs first 5. Noli knows. Anthony L said Noli knows. He says I'm looking at the live under in that game. Okay. Mally Mal saying Snell ain't Snell right now. Yeah, I just. So I haven't made a move on that game yet, but I can understand why you guys are taking Diamondbacks. I mean, this Diamondbacks team smashes lefties. Let's see if we can get a look at the lineups right now. Diamondbacks. Here we go. For the Diamondbacks, Tim Locastro, Ketel Marte, Escobar, Jones, Walker, Flores, Ahmed, Murphy, Vargas. How's this lineup smashing? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then Lau, Pham, Choi, Diaz, Lowe, Garcia, Kiermaier, Zunino, Robertson. All right, so I'm not making a move on that one. Here was a play that I tailed Ant L, and it just made a ton of sense to me. Taking Max Scherzer and the Nationals' first 5. Now, obviously, we all know what's going on with this Nationals team. They were a bad team, arguably, before Rendon. Bruised elbow, Turner, broken finger, Zimmerman, plantar fasciitis, Rosenthal, viral infection, Matt Adams, shoulder, Michael A. Taylor, wrist. And then Soto was placed on the 10-day injured list. So they were a bad team before all this. But I really liked Ant L's breakdown. I think that there's more than enough weapons here to touch the scene for a run or 2 or 3. Eaton, Robles, Kendrick, Gomez, Dozier, Difo, Stevenson, Keyboom. I think there's more than enough. Looking at this Milwaukee lineup, Gamble, Yelich, Grandal, Moustakas, Shaw, Aguilar, Thames, Arcia. And we know that Max Scherzer needs to step up right now. So, Raul Rogers is on Yanks and Boston. Oh, Yanks and Boston game over. Okay, Yanks and Boston over. Nick Arcuri saying, please tell the Braves to me. I'd be fine moving over to that game. But we don't need to talk about this Scherzer spot for too long. I just really like the breakdown. Sometimes you hear a capper's breakdown and you're like, man, I really like that breakdown. And I felt that when Kobe broke down that Cubs-Cardinals game on Friday. When he talked about the flight, when the Cardinals were coming in, he talked about Kyle Hendricks at home. We broke that all down, and we were getting so much value. We were getting the Cubs at like minus 105 because of how well the Cardinals playing. It was just like, so I jumped on the Cubs in the over 7.5. It just made so much sense. And when I heard Ant breaking down this game, I was like, yes, this makes a ton of sense. And Moneyline Global, a ton of people here on the net or on the D-backs. And wow, look, Flipper bet Nats minus a half versus 5. Maybe that is the spot here. And I love seeing that Lance LaRose. Even if we only get Kawhi for a year, at least we have him for a year, I guess. Okay. Now, Phillies, Cardinals. This was another play Ant was on, but I just don't trust Velasquez. I just don't trust Velasquez at all. But I understand why he took the Phillies. You're getting a plus line with a strong lineup. Phillies batting 249, 768 OPS versus righties. Cardinals are hitting 276, 801 versus righties. But Cardinals have lost 4 straight. They mean outscored 23-10 in that 3-game series. So I can understand when Ant sees the Phillies with a plus line, he wants to make a move for him. We don't have, let's see if we do have them now. We didn't have the Cardinals lineup, still not confirmed. But we have the Phillies, McCutchen, Segura, Harper, Hoskins, Realmuto, Herrera, Hernandez, and Franco. So I get it. Like, I completely get why somebody would want to make that move. So Russell Gordy's still saying fade Max Russell. I get it, but he's such a character guy. Maybe we come back here and you're absolutely right about fading these aces and you're getting value to do that. I just think that this is a spot where he steps up because the team's so beaten up. So I hear you. Okay, so CT basis, I trust Velasquez, 2.73 ERA. He threw 99 pitches to get 3 2/3 against the vaunted Detroit Tigers lineup on Tuesday. 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, 99 pitches. Can't get through 4 innings against the Tigers. He's pitched less than 6 innings in 4 of his 5 starts. So, David Sand says Phillies Cards over. Phillies bullpen is shit. So let me just quickly take a look at what the Phillies Cardinals, sorry, I didn't mean to say the total. People liking the over in this Phillies Cardinals. Michaelis, he beat the Nationals on Wednesday. He gave up 1 run, 7 hits, 6 innings. The Nationals are a bad ball club, but maybe he's turning his shit together or turning his shit around. Maybe. Let's see what we get for the over. The totals, here we go. Philly, St. Louis. Open at 8.5, now at 9. Getting plus money for the 9. I don't know. Gaussman is suspended. Christopher Cummings. No, Gaussman. Oh, interesting. I thought he was. I thought he was starting. I thought Gaussman was in the lineup. What do I have here? For ATL. Yeah, I've got Gaussman. Are you sure Gaussman suspended? Yes, Gaussman suspended. Interesting. Please tell me more about that. And Yellow G is saying fade the teams after a Sunday night game. I get it. Yeah, see, that's what Kobe's right. That's what I was under the understanding that Gaussman was appealing and starting. Okay. Now let's keep rolling. Harrington Nick says I would bet and then hedge both White Sox and Phillies if when they go up. Marlins, Cubs, team total over 4.5. It's actually gotten worse. I got it at minus 101. I got to bet it at plus 110. Let's see where Pinnacle has this right now. Here, quickly. Pinnacle, team totals for the Cubs. The weather is not good. Over 4.5, minus 102, so just getting a better line there. Yeah, my man Zach coming in saying Gaussman still starting tonight. Cody AV saying he's playing tonight, appealed. And Stack Wop, we're gonna have Jay Money is Money here in 20 minutes. Lucky Lefty saying, Jimmy, let us get your best 3 plays of the day. Born in 94 says Sweaty Mama special for 5 units on Skid Row. She weighs $190, but it's tangible. Hey, I find myself interested right away. Oh man, that's a Kevin Nealon joke that we don't have time for. But I got to open for Kevin Nealon a few times. He's very, very funny. He has a joke, and I can't do it justice. I can't do a Kevin Nealon impression, but basically he would say the Hustler asked him to review some movies. And he decided that he would go through and review these movies for Hustler. And he put the first video in, and he found himself interested right away. He found himself more interested, extremely interested, so interested, and then suddenly no interest whatsoever. And he went into the kitchen, made a sandwich. 25 minutes go by, the movie's still on. Takes a look, and he finds himself interested again. We can't talk about that. Okay, let's keep moving here. Marlins, Cubs, team total over. I'm on it. Marlins are hitting 255, 593 OPS versus lefties. I could understand why somebody would want to take the Cubs minus 1.5, but we have all these giant favorites tonight, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. We know that. So, and with the weather in, and Sandy Alcantara's already throwing okay against this Cubs team. April 17th, struck out 7, walked 1. 18, a season high 18 swings and misses. Hamels 3-0, 3.19 ERA this season. He was barreled up all year last year. He's not getting barreled up now. Jim Rumsdu said, watch his podcast earlier. He's hilarious. Not only is he hilarious, he's a great guy. You know, it's so funny. So, first time I got to open for him, I sit at the bar, and this is a true story. So, I sit at the bar with him after his set. We talk for like an hour and a half, and I know we got to be talking sports right now, but I just tell the story, okay? For like an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. He's buying me beers. You know, I'm in heaven. And then 6 days later, I see him at the Urban Well in Vancouver, 6 days later. And he walks past me and I go, hi, Kevin. You know, hey, Kevin. And he's like, so, yeah, and he walked off. And at that point, I never said hi to another famous person again. Okay. Let's keep rolling. And, okay, Royals, Astros. So I am on the over, team total over 4.5, minus 101. Big Guy Bubba says, Cubs, run line down, and I'm drinking in my Bill Murray shirt tonight. Respect. And Kobe, Milwaukee, Houston, Cleveland, plus 255 is his parlay. Kobe's been hitting these. There's Kobe's parlay. Brew Crew, Astros, Indians at plus 255. Okay, let's keep rolling. Royals, Russell Gordy says, Cubs, big fave, Cleveland, big fave, Houston, big fave. 2 of them lose straight up. Wow, Russell Gordy, I get it. Anthony L. like in the Astros team total over. That's a very good look. They are hitting so hard right now. I like that. Anthony L. Royals are hitting 257, 74 OPS versus righties. Michael tells us this is a bag therapy show. Astros are hitting 271, 824 OPS. Anthony L says, looked a lot by the Astros run line around the 5th inning. That's interesting. Houston just scored 24 runs, 8 homers in Monterrey for the Mexico series. They're leading the majors in batting average 271, slugging 478, on base percentage 344, but just 15th in runs, and you know that'll change. Carlos Correa, Bregman, Brantley all go deep Sunday. They have 57 home runs, tied with Los Angeles for 3rd in the majors. Garrett Cole's pitching well. Okay. I like that team total over. I think that's a very nice look. Instead of taking this giant, huge favorite. What are they right now anyways? Giant, huge favorite. Instead of taking them that's the total. Instead of taking them, see what their money line is quickly. Astros money line minus 275. Instead of doing that, why don't we just take them to touch Junis for cheap? Let's see what we get here on this. Oh, sorry, it's this right here. Quick. Okay. To touch Junis, Astros over 5.5 at plus 108. It's a lot of runs. Flipper 13 says, I like the under for that game. Anything else says, Royals terrible pitching staff going to a sandbox ballpark against one of the top lineups in baseball. Yeah, they're going to lose. Harrington Nick liking Red Sox over 5 runs. I have to take 5.5. Tata Booker joining us. So sweet to see you. Thank you for joining us. Mally Mouse saying Tribe and Tampa Bay have not been playing minus 250 plus baseball. I agree. That's a lot of runs we're asking for. I believe the roof is going to be open. It's 81 Fahrenheit, 12 miles per hour out. So I don't have a move there. And I don't have a lot of moves on this card at this point. So we'll see if Dave LA changes that. Mets, Padres, DeGrom, Paddock. It could be rain. What do we have here? Because I've heard that it could be the 19th game where it's 6% rain. There's no rain. Oh, I got rain in my mind for. Mally Mouse says -2.5 for my Astros pick. That's interesting. JP saying is Smart playing tonight. We don't have a confirmation as far as I know, but we're expecting him to be in the lineup. Jam Man in the house. My guy Jam Man out of Montreal says, let's not complicate things. Houston -1.5. You know, that's the one play that I would take. Of all these huge favorites, Houston -1.5 is, let's see what we get. If it's -130, I just can't do it. Houston, it's -125, up to -140 at Bovada. It's not that I don't think it's going to happen. And Kobe Valentine says, yes, Beach. Smart is playing. And Paco Healy's in San Diego says, no rain. Kobe says, I lean Arizona money line and Miami money line for live dogs. I don't think KC will hit Cole, nor will the White Sox hit Bauer. I get it. Now Flush On says, that many runs and Junis involved smells like the run line. Yeah, but -138 or 40? I don't know. Mets Padres, so it looks like this game will go. Paddock, DeGrom, a lot of people liking the under 6.5 and the under 3. It's just a dangerous thing to take, in my opinion. Paddock's been spectacular. 1.91 ERA, 0.70 whip. Both these teams hit righties poorly. Then we have Braves Dodgers. And this was the spot. Harrington Nick says, can't find you on Twitter. Been trying to message you. I'm at Jimmy the Bag, Nick. At Jimmy the Bag. Get me. But I have to follow you back, and then you can message me anytime. So just, follow me. And okay, I'd love it, Harrington Nick. I'm all over it. Cody AV says, give me the Padres. This was the play that my man Nick Arcuri was telling me that I have to take the over on Braves Dodgers. Let's quickly take a look at what the total is in the Braves Dodgers. We'll go to spreads, totals. Bueller up against Gaussman. It was at 7.5. It's now 8. I get it. I get why they'd like the over. There's my man Nick right there. He says Braves, Dodgers over. Same with Lucky Lefty. Both teams hit righties very hard. But there's no A.J. Pollock on the injured list. Cody Bellinger dislocated shoulder Friday, popped it back into place, hit it doubled, and held out Saturday and Sunday. He says he should be ready to go Monday, but we'll have to wait. Then Gate Pass Key may not have Acuna. Walker Buehler has not looked very good this year, and Gaussman's not looked very good this year. I could understand the over 8, but who are we going to have in this lineup? Oh, we have a confirmed lineup out of Atlanta, and Acuna's in it. Albies, Donaldson, Freeman, Acuna, Marquez, Swanson, McCann, and Ciarte Gaussman. I like your guys over. I like the over here. I will tail. Oh, and there's Jin Rummy beating all the market moves. Wow. Respect, Jin Rummy. Respect. Russell Gordy says, Dodgers roll, stop it. You know, I think that over is in play. Mr. Fat Fist, I like that name. Mr. Fat Fist. I like that Twitter handle. Mr. Fat Fist getting love back here. Okay, I'm on it, Nick. I like it. Thank you. Kobe Valentine says Gausman may pitch with some emphasis tonight due to being suspended. Scary to bet against an angry player. I hear that. Lucky Lefty on Padres money line. But this Braves Dodgers spot. Okay, I'll jump in. Quickly, sorry. Let me just get this up here. Okay, the total. At least I have one more play on this. Okay, total. Atlanta, LA Dodgers, 8 at -108 at Pinnacle. We know that Acuna's in the lineup, Mally Mal. We expect Turner to be, but that's just not confirmed yet. Okay, over 8, -108. All right, we've added a play. All right, let's bring in Dave L.A. straight out of Los Angeles. We have Dave L.A. in the house, our MLB expert. Dave L.A., how you doing on this Monday afternoon?
It's a gloomy day, but I'm fighting a cold, but I'm glad to be here with you, Jimmy, and SBR. Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, let's get to work, Dave. I'm very interested to hear what you're on. I've had a crazy day, so I haven't been able to follow along with what you are on as much as I would like to. So let's go. First off, how many games are you into?
I got 3 plays and 1 bonus parlay at the end of the after all my plays.
Okay, beautiful. What game you want to start with?
Let's start off with the with the Dodgers and the Braves, you were mentioning, and everybody was loving the over. Guess what? I'm also loving the over. I'm actually gonna, instead of taking the full game over, I'm actually gonna fade both starting pitchers right from the beginning, and I'm gonna take the first 5 over 4 at -125. My objective here is again is to fade both pitchers. Kevin Gossman coming into this game, he's got a 4.83 ERA, and Walker Buehler 5.22 ERA. I think that the Braves are going to come in here with a motivation to because of what happened last year in the postseason. In the way I have a feeling that they're going to want to take the series, and I'm actually taking the Braves to win the series. And then the way that you want to beat the Dodgers is it's not with their pitchers, but they're going to try to beat them with their bats. And starting today, I just see this game going over easily. I'm going to go ahead and fade Buehler and Gossman right from scratch again, and I'm going to take the over 4. It opened at over 3.5, and it went to 4, and I just love the movement.
You know, this one makes a ton of sense. And we have Nick hammering it. You know, Lucky Lefty hammering it. This makes a ton of sense. And I got no qualms doubling up on this game. I've got very little action today, so I'll jump on the over 4. I mean, that's a nice look. 4 runs, it could 2-2, and you're in business. These are lethal lineups. Over 4 at -115, I'm getting from Bet Online. I'll jump on. Over 8, -108, and over 4, first 5, over 4, -115. All right, I'm tailing, Dave. What's next on the docket?
Let's go. All right, so my next play is going to be the Phillies versus the Cardinals. I'm going to fade Mikola and the Cardinals coming off of a late game versus the Cubs. We all have that trend that we always fade teams after a late game on Sunday Night Baseball. And the Cardinals, I know the Phillies had some kind of delay with their flights, but these guys are flying first class, and I don't believe in all that kind of stuff. But fading Mikola at home is actually be very valuable, especially with the Phillies bat. In a tight game, I like the Phillies first 5 plus 1.5. I'm sorry, plus half at -125. Let me tell you why. Velasquez has an ERA on the road, 2.73, but versus the Cardinals, but on the road he has an ERA of 1.53, and Mikola just has a 9.00 ERA versus the Phillies. So they like to face this pitcher, and the team is coming off of the Sunday Night Baseball game where they have to travel. I know both teams are traveling at this point, but I'm gonna fade Mikola at this point and go with Velasquez. In a tight game, I just like the value in the plus half, first 5.
Yeah, Aunt L came on the show and jumped all over the Phillies at the plus line. I get it. I'm a little uncomfortable with that spot. Russell Gordy coming in saying, nope, Atlanta versus LA, under Dodgers, win late, always got 1 run till late. Jimmy, don't do it. Russell Gordy, that's like telling me not to do heroin when I've got the needle in my arm and my eyes have turned backwards in my skull. Come on, it's a little late, Russell. Yeah, I get why you'd back them here. I think there's value, regardless of the flight coming in late. I think there's value taking the plus line with them. But I'm a little uncomfortable with Michaelis fading him at home. He has not looked good this year, so I can understand why you do it. Kobe Valentine says also Phillies pen still isn't good. St. Louis hitting very legit.
Well, that's why I'm sticking with the first 5, and I'm going to take the value of the plus half with on the tight game that we know with both teams have travel. So the value is that plus 5. 0.5.
I get it. The play makes sense. I get it. I understand. I liking that action too. All right, let's keep rolling along. We have that White Sox-Indians game popping off right now, and that Seattle. Oh, did we skip the Mariners-Yankees game? Jesus, I don't remember talking about Mariners Yankees. But we have that game popping off in 20 minutes, so we'll have to do that. Man, I don't remember talking about that. Okay.
Well, if you want to talk about the Red Sox, my lean on the Red Sox is just stick to their hot bat. I believe right now their bat is ranked first in the AL. Leaving from Boston has been really good to them, and I would lean Red Sox or nothing. I don't see no value with the White Sox. I know everybody's trying to find some kind of value with the dog line, but the Red Sox, their bats are just hot right now.
Yeah, the Red Sox are rolling right now. And then one game we did not talk about, though, was the Yankees-Mariners, and I meant to talk about it we did touch on it in the early show, but not much on this late show. Do you have an edge? Do you see an edge anywhere with these two old-timers on the mound? Mariners hitting lefties hard, Yankees hitting righties hard. Let's quickly look at this lineup because this game pops off very soon. Here we go. Yankees, Mariners. Mariners have Haniger, Beckham, Encarnacion, Santana, Bruce, Healy, Narvaez, Bishop, and Gordon. That's a weak Mariners lineup. And they talk about another weak lineup for the Yankees. LeMahieu, Voit, Sanchez, Andujar, Frazier, Gardner, Urshela, and then Estrada at shortstop and Tauchman in left field. Let's quickly look at what we're dealing with and Twadi Latte's on Boston first 5, -0.5 and -110. You really can get Boston -0.5 at -110? That's nuts. Let me just see this. Sorry, point spread.
Great move there.
Wow, yeah, -0.5 and -110. Wow, that does seem appealing. Boston we know this guy's coming back to earth. Wow, I like that. I like that look, Twadi. And he's on Seattle team total over 4. What do you do with this Yankees-Mariners game?
Well, let's start off with overall. We both know that the Yankees have the better bullpen. Unfortunately, the Mariners have the better bats in this series. And King Felix likes to pitch in New York. He loves the spotlight, and I just think the value is in the first 5 Mariners. You can either take the plus line or the plus half, or the team total over in the first 5.
Wow, yeah, and I get it. And look, Chicago White Sox already up 2-0 on Bauer and the Indians. Russell Gordy saying one of these 3 he said 2 of these 3 huge favorites were going to win straight up, and it's already 2-0 White Sox. Wow, unbelievable. Great work. Yeah, I'm going to stay off that, but man, I feel like that Red Sox -0.5 first 5 is an interesting play. What else are you looking at?
Okay, so I got one straight play that I really it just stood out from last night. There's no edge on the other side. I've looked through it, and it's just I'm gonna go with the Cubs run line. It's gonna be my play of the day. The run line is -115. I'm fading Alcantara with an ERA of 4.86. Last time he had a win was in March 31st versus a injured or tired Rockies. On the road, he's 0-2. He has faced the Cubs in Miami, where you're supposed to be very comfortable, and gives up 5 runs. The Marlins alone, they're 1-6 versus a left-hand pitcher. So Cole Hamels is going to come in here very comfortable, very confident. He's also 3-0. And he's off to a great start at home. He's 1-0. He's faced the Marlins. He's faced this lineup before. 7 innings, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. The Cubs bullpen, they're now ranked 10th in the league. Marlins bullpen is ranked 28th in the league. I just don't see no edge on the Marlins. It's a clear standing that's going to be the Cubs run line for me.
Yeah, we were talking about that quite a bit on the early show. Kevin Lorenzo in the house saying Jimmy takes Seattle first 5 innings. Chin Rummy, it's got Marlins money line at +144.
I would stick to the first 5 with the Mariners. I wouldn't take the bullpen side.
Yeah, interesting. Big Guy Bubba says, since when does 2-0 start guarantee a win? No one's saying it guarantees a win, at least not that I've noticed. It's just a nice start if you were fading this Indians spot here with the probably a better offensive lineup. Anthony L says Marlins are almost historically bad. I wonder if that is a great play. So I mean, we're talking about trying not to get on those big favorites, but Red Sox -0.5 first 5 does sound appealing. Von Polo saying, and this makes a lot of sense, this is Orioles' best pitcher in Boston starter, wasn't scheduled to start today. He is starting because the original man was pasted on the injured list. I think that this I think that this Oriole pitcher, John Means, is going to start getting touched. I really do. I really think he's going to start getting touched. I think both those looks are really nice. We've got to move on to NBA. What was the parlay you were talking about?
All right. Listening to everybody here, they're not going to like this parlay, but I just don't see how they're going to be on this team. But anyways, there's two legs to this parlay. In the first leg, it's going to be the Rays first 5 money line. I'm not going to face Snell where he's going to be. I just think he's going to be dominating in this game. You have a team that has traveled from Colorado all the way to Florida, and they're bad. Yes, it's been hot, but unfortunately, it wears you down when you come back from the Mile High in Colorado. Every team that travels off from Colorado has struggled back on the team or on the road or at home with their offense. I just think Snell is just gonna take control in this game and just pitch a good gem versus the D-backs. So I'm looking either the under on the first 5, the full game under, because also the Rays bullpen has rested. They took a day off due to the rain, so they have the edge here where they can just really take care of the D-backs bats coming off of a travel. And the second leg, it's gonna be the Mets. So I kind of call this parlay the Cy Young parlay. I'm gonna stick with DeGrom. He looked really good the last time I took him versus the Reds and versus the Padres. I know they just lost the series versus the Dodgers, but I just don't see them getting into DeGrom. And I know DeGrom doesn't get that many run support, but I really do think that there's an edge right here versus the Padres. So between the two, give me the Rays and the Mets, and you're gonna get it at plus 160.
Yeah, I hear that. Parlay. I think both you and Kobe got nice parlays going. Wow, great stuff, Dave LA. Thank you so much for joining us. I decided to jump on Twatty's Red Sox first 5 -0.5 at -110. That will be the one. I'm not gonna grab the Cubs. I am a little uncomfortable with Alcantara, but I get it. I absolutely get why you guys would like to be on it. And then, so what was the one? And I tailed your first 5 over 4 in that Dodgers-Braves game that Russell Gordy does not like. Man, this will be very interesting. We have a lot of people on different sides. Dave LA, thank you so much for joining us, my guy. Where can we find you on Twitter?
You can find me on Twitter at DaveLA_sports. I'm here for any questions or any comments. I'm here for anything, guys.
You are a huge asset to us. Lance LaRose says, great stuff, Dave. Randy Lockhart says, love the Mets, my play of the day. Thank you so much for joining us, Dave L.A. in the house. All right, let's move right on to NBA and get right to it. 2 giant basketball games. Does it get bigger than this? My goodness. And we have J Money is Money in the house to help us break down these games. Let's start Bucks Celtics, J Money. But first off, how you doing, my guy? Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem, Jimmy. I'm doing all right, man. I'm just trying to get through the day, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have stuff happen to us that give us a little perspective on life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people could be doing worse than we are. You know what I'm saying? Never really realize it. So I'm just here. We finna cap it, try to get to some cash real quick.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm not sure what's going on your side of things, but man, we love you dearly and sending love and energy to you and all of your loved ones. Well, this is a big spot and a big opportunity to make money. I've seen people on both sides of the fence here with the Bucks Boston. Also, this total opened at 221. It's now at 220 or 219.5. And Boston, very lukewarm favorite here at -1.5. How do we make money in this spot, Jay?
Yeah, I can't say this is the game that I love the most of the day. I know it's two sides of the fence, but I believe I'm on the right side of this one. I know we know that the Celtics, won the first game, and then the Bucks came out and won the game two and game three very handily. And I do think that they're going to win this series. But tonight, you're going to see some fight and some grit from the Celtics tonight. I definitely love them early here, first quarter and first half. I'm talking about absolutely love them first quarter and first half, and I still like them full game. But I'm be this is when I'm gonna gauge in the first half and see, what the second half will be before I go too big on the full game. But I love the Celtics to get this win here, and I think it will be going back to Milwaukee tied up. I do think that the Bucks will ultimately win this series, though. But the Celtics will show some fight tonight. And when you look at the last game, they were in that game. Obviously came up in the first quarter and first half. Barely was up in the first half, but Giannis just kept getting all those foul calls. I mean, every time he drove into the hole, he got the call. So I mean, I know that's a little bit frustrating as a basketball player. It's almost like the refs are on the Bucks side in the game. But I feel like that the Celtics will definitely bounce back here tonight at the house.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. My only fear. I mean, oh God, there's so many fears with the Bucks and Giannis with 50 trips to the foul line through 3 games. It's like 5 less than what he had in 7 games last year in the series. My only fear is just doubling up or tripling up. That's just my only uncomfort right now. And I just want to make one play on it. And I think I'm just going to go full game. I just feel like that would give me the most opportunity here just in case something goes wrong early or halfway through. Are you, so you're officially going on Celtics first quarter and first half and then making decisions?
No, I'm on the first quarter, first half, and full game. I like all of them, to be honest with you, Jimmy. I can't say I probably like the first quarter the most. I like the first quarter the most, and I like the full game as well. But I mean, like I say, I think first quarter they really come out hungry. I know we saw them last game. They kind of blew the lead a little bit before the first half, which they've been known to do. But I just don't think so tonight. I mean, they come out, they know that they can't get down at this point. You can't even be down at the half here to the Bucks. You just can't, or the Bucks will be up 3-1, and I mean that just can't happen. It's crazy because at the end of the day, I can see it at the back of my mind. You have to remember this is playoff revenge. The Bucks are pissed from losing to the Celtics last year. This is them getting over the hump. They will beat the Celtics this year in this series, but this is a Celtics spot. I don't see them losing 3 straight games. We saw the way that they dominated the Bucks and punched them in the mouth in game 1 of this series. I think we see that same type of game tonight from the Celtics. We know that they have Marcus Smart back tonight as well. So like I say, coming off that home loss, like they haven't been doing as well at the house, but the Bucks are 2-6 last 8 in Boston. So I'm riding with the Celtics tonight. If I lose this one, I won't be mad whatsoever. This is a total Celtic spot, and I would take it again anytime. So I'm real large on the first quarter and the first half, and I still love the full game as well, -1.5, and I'm also on the under 220 in this game.
Wow, also on the under. Bookmaker hanging a -110. Now I'm also already on Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points at -120, and that's a full or 3/4 of a unit or an NBA full unit. Celtics -110 being hung at Bookmaker. Is it Marcus Smart entering the lineup that makes you like the under more than, say, Game 3? Or is it that Game 3 was very high scoring and the zigzag at play? What is it that makes you move towards the under?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was on the under before Marcus Smart was even announced in the lineup. That only helps my argument to me, to be honest with you. I know that the line ticked back up a little bit, but I mean it could be high scoring here. I can't say I don't have a whole lot of money on the total, but I'm still on the under. I think this game goes under. The Celtics will have to win with defense. We know that if Giannis wouldn't have got to the foul line that many times the last game, that one probably would have went under. I mean, literally every single time he got the ball, he drove in. He knew that he was going to get the call. And I can say some of those foul calls weren't really fouls. So I feel like if I think it's going to be mirrored like Game 1, that game went way under, and it was Celtics. It was a Celtics spot. So I think it would be pretty much the exact same thing. It's pretty much correlated: Celtics and under or Bucks and over.
So Big Guy Bubba says over for me against the move. Got to go over if Boston wins. And he says, am I wrong? But I mean, all year when Ski and I would be talking about a Celtics game, we would decide to take the under. But has that changed in the playoffs? Is Boston's pace sped up in the playoffs, or are we still talking about that same Celtics team where we felt all year, and I don't remember us having as many correlated spots on the Celtics as Ski and I did, but I always felt that if the Celtics won, they would impose their will defensively and it would go under. Has that changed at all in the playoffs?
Well, my personal thinking from years past, in playoffs, I'm always looking towards unders because that's when defense ramps up. I mean, it's win or go home, and I'm a real big believer of defense wins championships. Both of these teams have a very good defense. I do think overall the Celtics have the better team defense. They're more of a defense minded. The Bucks are just offensively better, and that's why you see these past two games, the games where the Bucks won. I mean, they put up 123 points each one of those games. The Celtics were lacking on D. They know they have to lock up tonight, and if they can close out on those 3-point shooters and play very good defense and score their points and hold the Bucks to 90 points like they did in the first game, they have a very damn good chance of winning. But the only thing is the Celtics hadn't really been scoring like they should have, so they may try to push the pace. Like I say, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really just hope that the Celtics are winning, but I mean I am on the under, but it's much smaller than I am as far as the side.
Wow, what an incredible breakdown, Jay. Man, you are a huge asset to us. Love having you on the show. Well, I'm on Celtics full game minus 110. I'm very close to making moves on the under. Pedro Barbosa saying Bucks won 41% from 3 last 2 games and went over. Game 1, Bucks go 30% from 3 and it goes under. Chris IG saying Celtics under. Wow. Farshad Asami, Celtics first quarter under 55. Celtics minus 1.5 and under 220. Wow. The Celtics probably do slow it down. All right, I'm close to making a move on the under, but before I do, let's talk Warriors, Rockets. And I simply want to take the Rockets on the money line. And I know this money line keeps going down. Money keeps coming in on the Warriors. 15-cent move at BetOnline. Warriors open at plus 110. Now they're minus 105. But I just feel like the Rockets at home are capable of tying the series up. But obviously, I'm not overly confident, or the bet would already be in. Man, Warriors, Rockets. What are we doing with this one, Jay?
Yeah, I know everybody liked to bet the Warriors. I'm not one. I can't say this is, even though this is on the 3rd year, you know what I'm saying, they can three-peat. I don't know. It just hadn't really shown me enough. I mean, they could possibly still win this series, but I feel like in playoffs, it's all about spots. Just real quick on the stats, go to State, they 2-4 ATS the last 6 games, and then they 2-5 ATS the last 7 against Houston. So, I mean, the Rockets have shown that they can play with this team, and they've shown they can play with them this year. They just beat them last game. Some would say that they had help from the refs, but that was a total Rocket spot. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the layup by Curry or whatever, but at the end of the day, the Rockets won that game fair and square, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even went to overtime, but it did. They ended up getting it, but I think that this one's going to go back to Golden State tied 2-2. I know that everyone is on the Warriors here. A lot of my guys are on the Warriors here, but I'm still on the Rockets here. It's not a large play for me, but I do think it should be. It may become one, to be honest with you, depending on how this Celtics games go. But I'll see in game, see how the Rockets come out. I know that the Warriors will come out for blood, try to, go up 3-1, but I still think that they were getting complacent. It almost seemed like they got a little bit comfortable and almost like they wanted to make it a series. You know what I'm saying? They were up 2-0, and it's like, damn, it just feels like they were going to Houston, to lose both games and then go back and try to win all their home games, which they have home court advantage. We know that this one is probably going game 7. That's what I was telling you guys. This series and then the one over there, Bucks and Celtics, are pretty much like the finals. I mean, those 2 series are as good as the finals. I think both of them definitely go to 7 games. I like the Rockets here.
So do I. And now I at minus 107 at Pinnacle. It's just a ton of value. So I'm taking the Rockets, minus 107. Now, let's talk total here. It's pretty much the same total that we're seeing in the Bucks-Celtics game. What do you think about making a move here?
I can't say I don't have a lot on the total. One thing I can tell you, usually when Golden State comes off a loss, their defense comes to play. So I will be leaning towards the under. I can't say I didn't even look into it too much, but just off what I know, I probably will end up taking a small shot on the under because when Golden State comes off a loss, their defense usually shows up that next game. And even if the Rockets do win, I mean, their defense is very underrated as well. And the last game probably would have went under or is pretty close to going under as well if, you know what I'm saying, if it wasn't for the overtime. So I like this one to go under.
And if you had to choose between an under in Bucks Celtics or Warriors Rockets, which one would you take?
I would probably say it's crazy because the one that I'm not on is the one I would probably go with. I'm not on it yet, but I'm sure I will be on the Warriors and Rockets under at some point. But I don't know. I guess you could say I like them. I like them equally.
Yeah.
I like both of them.
Chip Blylar saying Curry's limping around too. I mean, everyone's talking about the dislocated finger, but is the ankle still bothering him, do you think?
Well, I mean, Steph Curry's ankles are pretty much surgically repaired, so I mean, they can always come back to haunt him at some point. You know what I'm saying? It could be real cold weather or something that can bother his ankle. So, I mean, at some point, but really, the ankle, really at that point, I mean, they'll probably tape it up real good. You have on the right shoes, you can still go out there and ball. But the finger, even though it's on your non-shooting hand, a lot of people know it's still going to affect you. I mean, with your dribbling and your shooting, you still have to use the other hand. And it's crazy, but it's still in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying? The more days, it's going to heal, but it still affects your shot, even though it's your offhand. And I'm a shooter, trust me.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I am close to taking an under, but I guess I will make that decision on King's Court. Right now, I'm just going to focus on Celtics minus 110. I'm on Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points. And I'm on Rockets minus 107. And Mally Mal saying Curry going to score 25.5 tonight. I'm not sold on Curry. If you look at his last 6 games, they've all been very similar. And I think he's just hurting right now. But it's not like this guy's not capable of stepping up in an enormous way. I just feel like he's a little beat up. We've got to shut this bad boy down. But Teddy B says, Jimmy, can you ask what Jay's thoughts on Smart coming back tonight? Is he going to make a big difference?
Yeah, Smart's going to make a really big difference, to be honest with you. These Celtics picks are for my fam, man, to be honest with you. So I'm dedicating all 3 of these Celtics picks to my fam. The Celtics first quarter -1, the first half -1, the full game -1.5.
Well, that's real, man. That's real. And I am jumping on the Celtics full game, too. I may make a move on first quarter, first half. Man, thank you Jamal Stone, though, says there's no way I'm taking Golden State Warriors under. Curry been hearing all the talk about how bad he is and Durant constantly saving his defensive game is shoddy, etc. Expect him and Thompson to put on a clinic. Wow. Very, very, very interesting. Jay Money, with everything going on for you at home and stuff, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us, man. You mean the world to this show, and we send love and energy to you and your family. So thank you so much. And where can we find you on Twitter?
Yep, y'all go and find me on Twitter at JMoneyIsMoney. I'll be back tomorrow, man. You guys see me tomorrow.
All right, much love, Jay Money. Thank you so much for joining us. And that is that. That is that. And I'm wow, look at Gate Pass Key. I guess I'm not really. I will hit you, Harrington Nick. No, these are my plays on today's card. I'm on the Blue Jackets minus 119. I'm on the over 5.5 at plus 120 in Bruins Columbus. I'm on the under 6 at minus 110 in Sharks Avalanche, but I bet it at 5.5 at the plus line. I'm on the Rockets minus 107. Sorry, I skipped. I'm on the Celtics minus 110. I'm on Kyrie Irving over 25.5 points. I've not made a decision on the total in that game. Then I'm on, I hit with Reds money line and 1.5, which feels good. And then I am not on a lot of plays in MLB tonight. Red Sox first 5 minus 0.5 at minus 110. I'm on, wow, not a lot. Nationals first 5 minus 115. Sorry, let me get that out. And then I'm on the Cubs team total over 4.5 minus 101. And the doubled up on the Braves Dodgers over first 5 over 4, full game over 8, something that Russell Gordy was heavy against. So, and Ricardo Gutierrez and Chris Paul's birthday, maybe he goes off. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Cody AV says, under Jimmy, I just jumped on it in the Celtics game. Thank you for letting me know I'm close to making a move on it. Lecce, my friend. But before we Lecce, We have a lucrative Larry appearance. We haven't seen lucrative Larry in some time. Let's bring out none other than lucrative Larry. Larry, what's happening, man? You look like you're strung out.
Oh my God, man.
Looks like you're on heavy drugs. Do you want to me to take the Canucks hat?
Can I put this on?
Sure.
Light is killing me, man.
Sure. My leche shirt, thank you.
Oh, I like that, man.
Yeah, it's nice. What's up? What's going on? Talk to me. I get it. That's you have a lot of work to do here. We gotta keep the pace up, man. What's going on?
We're shooting the next movie, man.
Oh, you're shooting another the trilogy for what there was. What was the first one? Gentle Rogue and then Highland Rogue. What's the next one?
Rogue.
It's just Rogue. Wow.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil the movie because we're looking for distributors for the movie, for the last movie we shot.
Okay.
Unbelievable. But
Sure.
I don't want to spoil it, but Ramon dies at the end.
Okay.
So,
That might have spoiled it, but whatever.
well, the thing is, he dies at the end. So it's just me. We're still scouting and stuff. Still looking for places to shoot.
Oh, Ricardo
we're-
Gutierrez is named for it. Shameless Rogue.
Oh, that might be 4 movies then.
Oh, my people.
You just bought the next movie, man.
That's Ricardo Gutierrez. Giancarlo's saying something nice about you. He's saying Larry straight out of rehab. Yeah. Flipper's saying something nice. Larry putting on pounds. All right. So we'll find out more about your the third film of your trilogy. So we had Gentle Rogue, Highland Rogue, next just Rogue, and then Shameless Rogue. I'm gonna copy and paste Ricardo Gutierrez. All right. Okay. And what's your action today?
Both teams to score. Liverpool at Barcelona.
All right. Liverpool at Barcelona.
In first half at plus 275.
Holy shit! First half, both
Holy
teams to
shit,
score
the
plus
shit was
270.
holy, and it is a thing.
All right. That's interesting.
Have a good one, man.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
How am
I
I
get
going
it.
to get out of here?
I get it. That was lucrative Larry. Let's see if he stays lucrative first half. Both teams to score plus 275. That's a big line. Thank you guys so much for joining us. King's Court is in 22 minutes. But most importantly, Leche, hey, los bookmakers!